Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the video. Today we're stepping outside of car content and we are going with, pink horse trailer content. These things are something else. You got the sheet metal on the outside of the trailer, right? But then the insides are pretty much lined with like beadboard. So over time they rot. This trailer has been in the family, let's say, for about 20 years. And 15 years ago, I probably replaced these boards inside. But, you know, it's a tough world being a horse trailer. So, boards are rotted out. We got to go in here and replace them. There's a few other things that need to be welded up, few repairs, so we can get the little rodeo gals back out on the road. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's get into it. So to release all those boards, they're basically captured in by a welded in frame on this door. I took a cut-off wheel, cut it off, cut the little tack welds holding this to the outer skin, and now I'm working on getting these boards out of here. They get super tight in this thing and I'm not wanting to fight with it, so we just take our little cordless saw, do a little plunge cut right in the middle, and try to break that board. And there you go. Just get them out of there however you can. Keep on taking them out until you're done. All right, so in here things are different. They call this little door a jockey door. Right below it, our wall separates. So we've got a set of boards back there, a set of boards up here. And here's our wood in there. You can tell down at the bottom, lots of rot. So we have to take and we either cut these welds, pop this piece out, or we cut these welds and pop this piece out. I'm still trying to decide that. We'll get that out so we can get those boards out, clean all this stuff up. Yep, so we can figure out our lumber needs. All right, so these pieces is just a little piece of strap on this end of the trailer there. Once that little piece of strap is, you cut the welds off the edge, you can fold it, pop it out, and then we can get this wood out of here, I hope. I don't know how well that shows up, but we've got a broken weld here. This was folded in. Straightened it out. Now we're going to see if we can get this old welder fired up and ready to do some welding today. Got a good bit of it to do on the old trailer here. All right, I don't know. Yeah, that'll hold. Never go anywhere. Next. Yep, next is right up here. Got a spot. This is really just for show on the outside, but it always worries me when there's a crack going up to my tongue of my trailer. There is actually some 3x3 heavy angle iron back underneath this. This is just, it's really ugly. I don't know. Old boy spent some money on some welding rod right there. All right, What a gem, eh? Look at that, bud. Nasty, funky welded. Not really a square cut, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a piece behind this and I'm gonna weld it in. What it is the hitch sits over it. This thing was a fairly fancy trailer at one point in its life, I guess, so they kind of flushed that tongue. This actually lapped over the top of it. And you can see back here the big heavy angle iron that's going up, and it's also welded into this. Yeah, not really worried about strength, just worried about making it not have a crack in it so it doesn't look like it's about to fall apart. All right, so we're back here on the back door now, and on a trailer, stock trailer, horse trailer, whatever, they don't bolt the hinges onto jack crap. Everything's welded together. So basically have to come in here, cut your weld, pop that loose, and then the door will pick up and come off of it. It's important to note that if I cut the hinge off of the top, I still wouldn't be able to get the door out because the pin goes down on the bottom. So we'll get that off. There's a lot of rot going on in the bottom of this thing because this is where they piss and crap all the time. So we're gonna cut stuff loose and see what we got to do to replace it. Shouldn't be, I don't know, shouldn't be too bad, but yeah, we'll just get in it. Woohoo! All right, so at the end of the deal, we took this piece and whacked it, chopped it out of there. I took some angle iron and I remade that part so that now it'll fit up in here. I'm not super worried that it's not exactly the same dimension because I cut a piece of tread plate that's going to fit on the outside of this. So This piece will be on the outside of the door where that little strip of aluminum is right now. It'll go up halfway up the door with tread plate, which will be cool. And then, yeah. So we'll get that on the outside, get this welded in, but we can't weld that in until we replace all the wood here. And you can kind of see over here, we got this side all took apart. And that's basically the construction of these trailers. There's not a whole lot to one of these old WW trailers. And that side, you can see it's all put back in. We pulled the boards out of this side, cut the ends off, used the best ones to put back on this side. And then I did the same thing with the jockey door and everything below it. I just used the used wood from the inside of this thing, cut the best out of it, put it in there, welded our cap back on, tacked it to the outside, and that deal right there is, yeah buddy, she's done. Just got to put the handle back in it, but I'm thinking we probably won't do that till after it's painted. So yep, fun stuff. Here. Tack wheels. The paint. Paint. Be a cheap suntan. So when I set it up here, I just left it like that.
I don't want your help fixing it.
Huh?
I said I don't want your help fixing it.
No, I'm not gonna help you. I'm gonna weld this up right here. So on the back of these trailers, the hinges are set up really simple. It's just basically two pieces of pipe with a pin welded in one. It captures itself on there so the door can't come off. The only issue is the door can't come off. So I chose to remove the bottom hinge, and we just got to get in here with a death wheel. You can see if you look close, I've already cut the inside half. I'm gonna cut this outside half, then the door will be free. We can get it over on the bench, take this dog apart, and make it real. You see this door, all the wood's replaced there. We got all the wood replaced in here last night. It's weird because it just has little clips up here that hold the top of those boards in, and you can't leave them in there. You have to cut them out, you have to put the boards in, then you have to weld those back in to clamp that stuff in place. on this rear door. This piece, I welded it in there, but it's got a gap right across the top. Old horse sits in there, his butt pointed back here, and this fills up with poop. So we got to do something similar to what's on this side of this thing. They just have a little piece of aluminum strapping there, kind of screwed down. I think it would be handy to put that on, screw it down, and then caulk across the top of that so the poop falls away from the gaps. So we did that. We put our tread plate down here on the bottom, just to give you some extra strength down there, because you can see everything sits there and it rusts out over time. And they just have that little aluminum trim, I think probably just to hide the rust in the bottom of the door. On these little trailers, those doors are probably the biggest pain in the butt to rebuild out of the whole deal. Everything else goes super fast. This is just basically like 3 days of work shortened up into maybe a 20-minute video. All right, so to get the bottom or all the boards out of this, you got to cut one corner of it off. So we come in here with the old slice and dice, cut that off, and then woo, yeah, rusty stuff. So what I'll do before I even take this apart is I'll measure from the bottom of this edge of the metal up to this aluminum trim. I'll just use that aluminum trim for a guide for my plasma cutter and cut it completely off, because yeah, we have Bluetooth on our metal there. It's not gonna work. So we put that piece of metal, get it cut ready so we can get it put back in there when we're putting everything together. Just try to make it go faster. Got the first two jackasses loaded up in the trailer, ready to go to town. All right, so to do our paint, you can't get everything stuffed 100%, so we're going to use this Bulldog adhesion promoter. Tells you exactly what to do on the can. We have this in our cup, ready to go in. We're going to throw a wet coat of it on there, back off, give it about 5 minutes. That's about how long it's going to take us to get our paint all mixed up. We are using some tractor and equipment enamel there. We got gloss white for the inside of this trailer. We're going to spray it on the wood, the metal, everything, and hopefully we have good success with it. Only time will tell. All right, so it's pretty loud in here. We got the fan aerator running, the evacuation method, and everything's got that Bulldog sprayed on it. You see all the woods here. The doors are all welded back on both sides on the back. So yeah, let's take a mix up some of this equipment paint and get this thing white and shiny. So here we go. Everything is white as white can be in here. All right. So, hey, quick update here. We've got everything sprayed. Pretty much this whole trailer's put together. All we have to do is put the little latches back on these back doors, a little bit of caulking in a couple spots, and hey, this thing's ready to hit the road and haul some horses. So, you know, building one of these things, rebuilding them, this is just the inside. We've already done all the wiring, the lights, the wheel bearings, the brakes, all that stuff on this trailer. You just do it a little at a time or as you're using it. These trailers will last forever. A lot of people are discarding them because their horses don't like to load into this little small stall here, but if you work with your horse enough, they'll load right up for you. Or hey, if you've got plenty of money, go out and buy a slant trailer, get you something fancy. It would be nice if this had a gate on the back that just lowered down and the horses could walk up in it, but that's one more thing to tear up. So hey, enough jabbering. If you guys like the content, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the bottom. You know I've got paint all over me right now and it's time to go clean up. It's been a long, hot day. We'll catch you guys on the next one.